So official results of the last heat. Andrew Lester dominating in first place using his Cronulla beach break experience and coming in with a solid first place result. And Miguel Adao, little Portuguese grommet, coming in second place. Pretty cool. Really stoked on that. See that kid using his Portuguese local knowledge to the full extreme here in that last heat, taking out some big names, Banat Alasur and Sam Banat.
Sam Benet. How are you, Jeff?
Good. I'm great, Tez. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. What a very exciting day of competition it's been here. The first day of the men's GSS event. Congratulations, mate, on your win in the early heat. What's it like out there?
You know what? It's really windy and it's hard to hear the scores. There's definitely waves, but you have to be really picky because you almost have to like keep looking at the waves and keep trying to catch them to see if they form up, because you almost can't tell what they're going to do until you're on the wave, because it's just like a wall of swell, and then the wind will break it up as you take off, and it'll bend around the bank. So it's pretty tough. It's hard to use your priority for the right thing, and it's but if you get the right wave, you can get a decent score, as we saw in the last heat. Andrew Lester getting some big scores, but this heat's a cracker.
Yeah, real cracker, mate. We've got Pierre-Louis Costes in the red, Chase O'Leary, Port Macquarie is in the white. Great to see Ure Martinez back in action in yellow, and Hugo Pinheiro, of course, one of Portuguese's finest in the black.
He is, yeah. He got the wild card for this event, and well deserved. He's been representing Portugal for many years, and just doing great on the tour. And good to see him back in competition in the GSS events.
Well, we've just got someone showing a bit of interest in this wave, and that's, in fact, that man, Pinheiro. Nice little punchy roll to open up his account. We've got heat number 8 coming up next. It's another good heat. In fact, that will feature Mark McCarthy, Magno Passos, Nick Rosny. He took out the trials yesterday. He's been in good form, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's been surfing really good in the free surfs. I've been surfing with him a bunch, and he's been looking really smooth, and I wasn't surprised when he won the trials because of how he'd been surfing in the free surfs. So it's good to see him keeping that momentum, and he's usually a real nervous competitor and never really fancies himself to do real good. So it's a real confidence booster for him yesterday.
Yeah, and a really nice guy too. He's been always a standout here at Sintra for the last couple of years. And of course, Jean Nevers coming up, of course, from Portugal in the next one. After that, Jeff will go into the next rounds for the women. Then back into round 2 for the men, and then into another 4 heats of the girls to round off what will be a big day here at Praia Grande.
Yeah, big day. I mean, we have long days here in Portugal, don't we, Tessa?
Oh, mate, and they're long days, but they're good days. We love it. Yeah, I can't get enough of it.
Wham, bam, we get them done. Just roll right through it all day long, and then by Sunday we finish the the Sintra Pro. It's great. 2 GSS events done, women's and men's.
Yeah, beautiful. Listen, while there's a little wave there, but while we're just waiting for some serious action, we're going to throw down to Natasha Sagadia. She's down there with the winner of the previous heat, Andrew Lester. Natasha, take it away.
Hello, everybody, and here we are with another champion in the corner of the winners with Andrew Lester, obviously an iconic rider from Australia. An incredible competitor, always putting everything on the line and doing all the maneuvers and any kind of conditions. How do you feel in that heat and towards the competition?
Thank you for those nice words. I felt good in that heat. I kind of laid a platform at the beginning. Just got a couple of solid scores, and then started to kind of experiment a bit more with the moves and going for a flip. And I felt good. And coming over to Sintra, I'm staying with Ben Player and Mark McCarthy, and it's really inspirational seeing how those guys, dedicate their time away from the surfing towards the competition. So I've just kind of taken a leaf out of their book, and I guess it's worked for this first heat.
So you think you have the good recipe to be focused and keep just thinking about the contest and stuff? I have heard that staying with Ben, he's like a mommy, right? He's like, let's go early to the beach, let's train, let's stretch. Yeah. How is that being with the boys? Yeah,
it's really good. He is Ben. He's a true professional. He sleeps. He goes to bed early, and and he's up early, and he snores the house down. So it keeps me up at night. But no, it's really good. I like staying with Ben because I know that his professionalism and everything's going to rub off on me, and it's been good. He won his first heat, and now I've won my first heat. So might have to stay with him for the rest of the year, I guess.
It's the perfect recipe. So after a couple of years being out of the tour and coming back really strong, incredibly strong, What can we wait, for you? What we can expect this full year?
I don't really have too many expectations on myself. I just I mean, yes, I want to win. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to win. But I'm not so much concentrating on my result, I'm more on how I'm surfing. Because I know if I'm surfing good, I'm going to make it through the heats. So that's kind of my main focus, just to make sure that I'm feeling good and surfing good. Coming to Sintra, like this board I got, I only just started riding it here, but I don't know, it feels really good. It's like a bit of a magic board. So I'm really confident in my board. I'm confident in my mind frame here. I'm really happy here. I'm happy. So when you're happy and you're surfing good, then results will come. So I'm just going to keep trying to hang on to that. Just stay happy. Yeah.
That's perfect. So you have him. Just some secrets and techniques and tools for being one of the best of the world. So we're gonna keep here, wishing him the best luck. And let's go back to you, Manny.
Yeah, thank you very much. Manny had to step out. Terry McKenna, along with Jeff Hubbard, just holding it down here at Sintra for the first day of the men's Grand Slam event. And Jeff, mate, it's very sort of tricky conditions you were saying earlier on.
It is, and the tides change a lot here too, Terry, in Portugal. So we got 11-foot tides, and so definitely it affects the break. While you're riding it, you can feel the water moving around. And who's this up and riding? Yellow. I mean, we got a stacked heat here. I think that's Uri Martinez. He's back.
He is.
First wave I've seen him surf this year in competition. Pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it's according to the fine print, he's going to have to beat all the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly. He sure is. And he's trained to be a police officer in the Canary Islands, and so with the economic situation, you don't blame him for trying to look out for security in his job first. And I know his fans would love to see him surfing these waves, but other events. But here we go.
All right.
Replay.
Yeah, this happened during the interview, and that was a pretty sweet one from Hugo Pinheiro, 4.63. That's enough to put him in the lead at the moment. We've got Chase O'Leary sitting in second. Pierre is in third, and Uriah is sitting in fourth position. As we said, heat number 8 coming up next, the last heat of the first round. Mark McCarthy, Magno Passos, Nick Rosner, and Joe Nevere. But, mate, give me wind and swell any day.
Yeah, totally. I'm really happy to see this. The first couple of days I was here is really small and almost flat, so it was really scary. But, Sintra always kind of provides for us and giving us a bump here. And I think we're stoked. I heard there's some really good waves up the coast. I heard Super Tubos is firing today, someone said, so that's cool. Hopefully we'll get some more swell. I think it's on the rise all afternoon.
Yeah, good stuff. No, very good forecast for this fifth stop down on the Grand Slam Series for 2012. Big shout out to the local Sintra Municipalidad, the local council here, really helping us out. This is the 17th annual running of this competition.
17 years, that's amazing. I'm so impressed. I mean, that's hard to keep a year in and year out.
That's right. I was talking to Guilherme, he's the president of the Portuguese Surfing Federation. He came along yesterday with Rui Felix, and boys are having a talk, and they said, it was a real mission to get it happening this year. Of course, there's a big financial crisis really hitting Europe, and probably more so Portugal and Spain more than any other country in the world at the moment. So, hats off to those guys for making the event happen. As we see a little 5.13 come through for Chase O'Leary. Well, the Port Macquarie local goes back into the lead. Hugo in second, now needing 4.76 to move back to the lead. Pierre in third.
Chase again. Nice flip, man. That was really clean. That was I'm not sure if that was his 5.13 or if that was live action, because that was a really nice wave by Chase. That'll help secure his lead if that was live action.
And you can guarantee that Margot Bennett is watching from Port Macquarie. Yeah. She loves the webcast, doesn't she?
She's awesome, man. We're a great support of the Macquarie bodyboarder. She's pulling for her son's good friend Chase O'Leary right here. Probably bummed to see her Sam go down in the last heat, but we're all pulling for Chase here. 20 years old. Home country Australia, ranked 18th. As you can see, he's a little bit of a legend, little sly dog there. He's a cool fella, really nice kid.
He is very good. His mum, Karen Hunt, ran the State Bodyboarding Association for a number of years. She was on the one of the main players on the committee. So, they just they live and breathe the sport, as we see. Black up and riding, Pinheiro.
Wow, Pinheiro, look at him go. He's looking for something. He just spins the board around. Not going to be a high score. Judges definitely take notice of that kind of stuff. You slip the board out, dip a nose. That's where they deduct the points, and the points, they start coming off straight away. Yeah,
that was a cheeky little recovery there from Hugo. But, great to see some new guys coming through. Here's Pierre, speaking of current world champion. Bam.
nice air backflip. You know, he just does those all the time. See if he can punch through. Oh, he's kicking hard. Oh, he just doesn't get it. Oh, I mean, that's a heartbreaker. You know, he does a big move, just gets stuck in the white water, and when you can't get pushed out, the judges, you know, probably want to give him a big score, but since you don't ride in front of that little piece of white water, they can't do it.
Yeah, you got to really finish off nicely. We were talking about the trials winner earlier on. There he is on screen, folks. That is Nicholas Rosner. I believe his parents are sort of American/German. And he is a really great talent. Always, you know, shines really brightly here in Portugal. But here's a replay, Jeff.
Yeah, let's see what Hugo's doing. I think this is the one where his board spins around. He's driving, and he gets to the section a little late. Clean ARS, but then all of a sudden just spins out, not enough wax on the deck, and just has to cut out real quick. But, you know, it's good to see Pierre back in the water. He was surfing Hossiger a couple weeks ago, and they had some great swells. And I guess his lip, he had a really bad lip injury. He had to go had surgery. He was almost, you know, the doctor said he shouldn't be surfing for 3 weeks, but luckily it's healed up and closed so he can surf. And he's, you know, this is his first time back in the water in like a week. So, you know, I'm sure he's dusting off the cobwebs and just ready to start ripping. He's probably really excited.
Yeah, well, he's almost got a home turf advantage here in Portugal these days. Of course, he's pulled up stumps and made it his home.
He does. He's bought property here in Portugal. He lives here full time, and with his lovely girlfriend Ruth, they have a nice little place down south in Costa de Caparica.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. All right, well, we're just waiting for a couple of scores to load up into the system. We've got about 18 minutes remaining. You are watching heat number 7, round number 1 of the SINTRA Portugal Pro, the main event, of course, for the guys. And coming up a little later on, about a heat and a half away, we're going to see round 3 of the girls. We'll feature Alejandra Alatu from Venezuela, Mayumi Tony from Japan, Karina Cavallo from Portugal, and Teresa Duarte will be in the first one as well. So I saw the girls all downstairs. They all had their game face on. They look like they're ready for battle.
They are ready, Terry. I mean, you know, these conditions, they're stoked. They got some waves. And they're going to be, you know, frothing to get amongst it. We got 4 heats in that round, and they're going to be doing battle. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
It'll be intense.
Really good. All right, so guys and girls action. Lots more action coming your way right on the other side of this break here at the SINTRA Portugal Pro. Obrigado, Samula. They've been just incredible. Hey, that you know, that green color just lines the beach here, green and yellow. They're really corporate colors. It's awesome. Not a bad drop too. I've put a couple of cans of that stuff away in my time. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm surprised I don't have a can in my hand right now. Here's what we missed while we were at the break. Hugo Pinheiro eyeing up a nice section. What's he going to do, Terry?
Wow. Okay. This time he hung on to it. Nice little variation at the bottom there as well.
Yep.
In the previous one, he didn't show control when he landed. That time he wanted to make it obvious.
He's real obvious. Threw the extra spin in there like he had it. Like, that was cool. And extra spice, you know, that'll spice up the score just a little bit for sure. You know, it's like the variety the judges like to see that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, variety of repertoire and good control at the end there from Pinheiro. And it looks like his little last wave score will load up into the system shortly, and we'll give you the update. It's Chase O'Leary and Pinheiro in the lead, and it looks like Martinez and Costes both holding down 3rd and 4th place at the moment. But lots of time remaining, folks, with about 16 minutes on the clock.
Definitely, and you've noticed in some of these heats, it's just a real battle of mid-range scores, so it's almost like anyone's game half the time. Everyone's got a 5 in their lineup, and, you know, it just takes one big score to just break through the heat. You know, that can happen by anyone.
Yeah. We've been really stuck in sort of 5.5 land for the majority of the day. I mean, that's been 2 good waves. There's Pierre, and that's a little better from our current world champion. That's the sort of form that we've, you know, come to know from that kid originally from France, and we'll see if we can go back and possibly dig up the replay on that one, because that was a nice little move there from Pierre. Definitely. Lingering in 4th place at the moment and needing only well, here's the replay, Jeff. Take us through this.
Yeah, look, at bottom turn, like he's eyeing up this section. He loves his lefts, especially you know he's going to do a backflip. There it is. You know, boom, spins it around. Hair is in his eyes. He cuts right out. It's cool. You know, he knows he needs a score. We'll see what happens. He might pop into second or so. But, you know, Hugo and both in Uri dropped a pretty high pretty high sixes, which is pretty impressive. Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Well, speak of the devil, there he's at it again. His previous wave was a 6.68, and, well, nice combination there. And I tell you what, there's not many people on this IBA World Tour that are fitter than that man. He's just a
Jeez.
machine, isn't he?
You know, you stand next to him and you just feel dwarfed. He's just solid human, man, and he is really ripped and in shape, and he's a big guy, and you see him surfing these waves as good as he does, and it's so impressive, and it's great. So yeah, look at he spin to roll to spin to roll. I think he might even throw another roll in after this. So we'll see what the judges, give this. This might be his second best wave, I would assume, is because the first roll, Terry, was pretty decent.
Yeah, really serving to the criteria then. There's Mark McCarthy coming up in the next heat. We'll take on Magno Passos, Nicholas Rosner, and Jay Navia. Just pulls the old wetsuit over the head. Aren't those chest zip steamers just a blessing?
They're so nice. You don't get the water trickling down the back anymore. It's unreal. He's loving his new Reflex steamer there. He's really stoked on the support. You know, Reflex is a big supporter of all the IBA events. We've seen him help sponsor the box and help sponsor a bunch of the IBA events, and so it's really great to see bodyboard companies back in the sport like that. It's
yeah,
cool.
Absolutely. No, he does a really good job, Johnny Barker. And in fact, I was walking along some of we've got the little stalls here, the mall, that we have at the back, and heaps of the shops have got Reflex suits. Great to see him expanding beyond Australia and into the world.
Exactly. It's nice to see him here in Portugal and people wearing them. It's cool. What do we got here? Oh, Pierre-Louis Coste. That's better from the Frenchman. We know he can do that. Here he finally busts through. That was a set wave. And what's he doing, Terry? Looks like he's looking for a reform.
Well, he realises that he needs to consolidate this score. I guess we're getting towards the end. There's 13 minutes to go, so he really wants to try and maximise this one. Even if it's only another 0.5, he's going to try and get as much as possible, and comes in right behind a couple of banners. And that's the first time we've seen someone really beach a wave up onto the sand for our current world champion, Pierre-Louis Costes.
Yeah.
So that's going to really help his cause. Jeff, prior to that, he was in fourth place, looking for just above a mid-range score, about a 6.13.
Yep, so it's a battle of sixes, at this stage, Terry. I think he's going to probably get that six with that flip. The judges, notoriously really like his style and like those flips, so we'll see what happens here. Chase could be needing a pretty decent score at the end of this. But we are waiting on a score of Hugo as well. Hugo does need he just does a great high scoring wave of 6.63, so he's looking just to consolidate with the 4.7.
Yeah,
So
I think this could go anyway, as you mentioned. And Chase O'Leary got off to an early start in this one, but I think that we're going to see things change up a little when we see these waves for Hugo and Pierre load into the system. So around about 12 minutes remaining. Once again, just a little a little chillier day here in Portugal. Had a bit of a cool change come through overnight, but the upshot of that is that it did push in some much-needed swell. And it's changed things up because, Jeff, the last couple of days was smouldering. It was so hot during the lunchtimes.
And, it's almost harder, to compete when it's hot and cold like that. You go out, you're sweating on the beach, you jump in the water, it's really cold. The waters are really ice cold here in Portugal. You jump in, you're like, you get these ice cream headaches because you're duck diving in the water, and it just, just pretty intense.
It's crazy. I've never seen such a fire and ice scenario like here in Portugal, where I remember the first year I came here, I was on a 36-hour flight, and I put the board shorts on. I ran down from the Hotel Erebus, and the beach had 1,000 people on it, and I ran down with my little tummy hanging out. And anyway, I've got out there, and I've took up to the water's edge, and I thought, I didn't even want to go out, but everyone was watching me, so I thought, I'm going to have to go for a swim. I jumped in, almost went hypothermic.
Yeah,
and it's just so cold.
Yeah, it just takes your breath away. You're on the beach, it's 90 degrees or 30 degrees Celsius, and you jump in and you're like,
yeah.
Oh, I got to duck dive these waves? Oh my gosh. And it's,
Crazy.
1 foot, and you're just stressing out, duck diving, trying to get out the back, keeping your hands above the water.
Well, it looks like a little wave yet to load up into the system for Pierre-Louis Costes. We'll try and refresh that and see if we can get a bit of an update on that situation.
Yeah, it looks
there
like
it is, 5-3, last to red. So with all scores in, it's Yuri first, Chase in second, Hugo in third. Still waiting on a score for Hugo Pinheiro to come through, and he only needs a 4.7 to go to second, and Pierre now chasing 6.03.
Wow. So, it's anyone's game. 10 minutes left. The situation's bound to change here with these guys only needing small scores. And you know, I wonder if they can actually hear, because I couldn't hear out there. So I mean, it'd be interesting to see if they know what they need and are able to like consolidate just to get that mid-range score. Like, you know, if they're going to just keep catching wave after wave and just to see what happens.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I mean, we've got a really good sound system here on the beach, but you know, no matter even if we had $100,000 worth of sound down there on the beach on a windy day like today, you have to really pick your times as a commentator to get those updates out there when it kind of goes flat and no waves are breaking. And you know, on a day like today, when the periods so the waves are so close together, it's really tough. There's not a good time to really give the updates. So.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Terry. As being a commentator, you really have to know how to get the information to the competitor the best, and that's never thought of that. That's a good point. Man.
Yeah, no, I was in with the boys this morning, and that we've got Bruno, who's really good, one of the best commentators I've heard. Bruno Lisboa, and we've got a new guy in there today, and I went in and sat in the first couple of heats, taught him about the four-man priority, but this is our current heat leader.
Yeah, Uri Martinez driving down this section. What's he going to do? A nice reverse. I mean, it's nice to see putting it on a rail like that with a big speed, and we'll see what the judges, if they reward that over a 5, because that's what he's looking to drop. He did travel a long way before he did that maneuver, Terry, but it was a critical maneuver in a critical section. I did see the judges drop some mid-range scores for those yesterday for some of the younger competitors, which is kind of cool.
Very good. No, I haven't seen a nice reverse like off the lip like that all morning here, so good little variety there from Martinez. And we'll wait for that score to come through. We're just on 8.5 minutes to go. He's in the lead. Here's the replay.
Yeah, look at him
you can
drive.
See him just, eyeing off that section.
Yeah, and he's going to bottom turn this and then look at it really clean. And I think the best thing is he comes out really fast here. Whitewater pushes him in it. With that bright yellow jersey, it looks really good that he came out. Judges will probably like that.
Yeah, do you ever think sometimes when you get blue, do you ever think like, oh, I'm a bit bummed about it?
Yeah, they can't see me, man. I'm in blue. Or, you know, I tend to think white is almost the worst because, you know, a lot of times in bodyboarding you do these aerial maneuvers and you get stuck in the white water.
Sure.
And so if you have a white jersey, you kind of like blend in and they can't tell if you made it or not.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's tough.
Yeah, and it's nothing like wearing red or yellow. Hey, they're so cool.
Red or yellow. Those are my favorites for sure.
Well, we're here in Portugal at the moment, and I'm with Jeff Hubbard. And Jeff, of course, after here, a fair few of the crew, including yourself, will probably head off and go to Jenks. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah. USB event at New Jersey. We're going to do that. That concludes our national tour. And then from Jenks, we're all going to the big show in Rio. Should be a great event for everyone.
Can't wait. I've never been to Jenks, and I'm going to help Jason.
Oh, epic. That's great.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. Can't wait to get down there. And, you know, I've heard so much about it. And then going over to Rio as well. I've never been to both New York or Rio, so super excited.
Perfect, Terry. You're going to really enjoy both of them. You know, these are good locations. And up and riding, Hugo, big roll takeoff and a second. Oh, he just doesn't make that second roll. Yeah, judges aren't going to like that. But you know what? He did consolidate. He did move in a second, so he has a 5.25. So he's looking pretty good. He's in second place at the moment. Chase is now bumped down to third, and Chase needs almost a 6.0 to move into second. And Pierre is in the same boat. Needs
needing a 7 pretty much.
But 6 minutes remaining. Both of those competitors, you know, World Tour savvy, really capable of doing anything, and won't be surprised to see them, you know, bust out here in the last final seconds.
All right, well, coming up next, as we said, is the final heat of round number 1 of this Grand Slam event here in Portugal. We're going to see Mark McCarthy from South Africa, Magno Passos from Brazil, Nicholas Rosner and Joe Nevia, and that was a little wave there. Probably won't feature in the top 2. For Chase O'Leary, he's chasing, what do we say, a 6-point ride, pretty much a 6 to try and get himself up. There's a couple of hardcore spectators hanging out, enjoying the action.
They are really enjoying it. Here's our heat leader, Uri. He probably not sure if he knew he was in first, so he just cut out, which was, the wave didn't look like it was offering much. And you could see Chase's wave looked like he was walling up great, but then he hit all the wind chops and just, oh, that's just so frustrating when you're just bouncing against the grain and you can't get any speed. And he was just forced to cut out, just knowing he was chasing a score probably.
All right, well, one more heat in this round, and then we'll be moving into the women's. Then after, there's only 4 heats for the girls, and after that, we will be coming straight back into round 2 for the men. So yeah, we're going to see some of the top seats. That's a little better.
That's going to win you a heat. Oh, Finn came off, but he's still going. That was one of the best moves I've seen today. So the judges are going to love it. Big roll. He is looking really happy to get that good score, Terry. All the way to the beach.
He's going to beach that thing, and what's he needing? He's needing about just over a 6.5 point ride. You got to be thinking that was pretty well executed.
Really technical.
And big move on the outside as well.
Yeah, and he finished up with a clean roll, and the judges are really going to like that. So he's going to jump in a second. He's going to jump in a first. The situation's going to change completely. Uriah now is in second, so so Uriah's going to need to score and chase. So wow. Interesting stuff. Hugo Pinero's in first place at the moment. But that could change with Pierre's last wave. Great backflip. I really like the fact that he kind of was real technical with it. Instead of going straight back, he drifted a little bit, and that probably helped him land it. He didn't land quite in the heavy impact. He landed off kind of on the shoulder of the wave, which helped him spin around real quick and get speed to do that other roll.
Yeah, nice projection on that too. He's just got that so down pat that move. It's really his trademark move, literally.
It
so
sure
won
is.
him a world title last year, that's for sure. Okay, well, coming down to inside the final 5 now, around about 4 minutes remaining. Still waiting for scores for last of red to come through. Wow.
Oh. Wow, Chase didn't hang on there, but Chase has moved into second. Pierre's at first. That changed everything. Wow, amazing. So everything just changed all of a sudden. So Pierre in first, Chase is now in second, and Hugo and Uriah, who were leading the heat, are.
Wow.
It's a second and third and fourth. I mean, it's a seesaw battle out there.
Absolutely. This, everyone's had to go in first position now. And, it'll be interesting to see if, Pierre and Chase can hold off the experience of Pinheiro and Martinez. Yeah, this is going to be crazy.
And looking at it, they need, mid-range. Both Uriah and Hugo need mid-range 5 scores, 5.5s,
that's
5.6s.
easy to do. And 3 minutes. I mean, from what I've seen in my life, all my 10,000 or 20,000 heats that I've seen, most of the heats are won and lost in the final 3 minutes.
That's true.
It's such a critical point in any heat.
It is. And here we go. And here's Hugo. Oh, he didn't make that. I saw it out the back, so that won't factor in.
Okay.
But, we're in here. Oh, Uriah, look, Uriah just goes to first. Blink of an eye.
A 7.05 last in yellow. Now it's Martinez first, Costes second. Third place is Chase O'Leary. He's now chasing almost a 7.5. So, a 6.93 for Hugo Pinheiro. So both Hugo and Chase needing some pretty good scores. And there's a couple of our spectators. Nice blue sky. Particularly good images from the webcast crew here at the contest. All 3 cameras state of the art, and the colours and the clarity of this webcast have been really second to none.
Really spot on. I mean, we got a 60-inch Samsung's flat screen in front of us, so we get the full vibrant view of it. And if you have a big flat screen at home and you're plugging your computer into it in HD quality, you're going to enjoy it just like we do.
Yeah, too good. There's been plenty of bodyboard stores around the world, guys sitting around with the bean bags and little chairs. And Senya Cheerios through on the Facebook page, folks. Manny Vargas will be back in on the next one, and he'll be able to, do some shout-outs as he does. In fact, yesterday it was funny. One of the guys from a clothing brand in England called Prone has made a shirt with just Boom on it. It goes B-O-O-M, Boom.
Wow.
And he said he can't stock enough of these things, and he bought one in for Manny yesterday.
Oh,
he should have trademarked it.
He should have, man. Manny, the signature Boom. I love it. And it's so fun to watch. He just, every time he does it, it doesn't get old to me. It doesn't get old.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there it is, ultimate minute of the competition. Yuri Martinez in the lead. Pierre-Louis Costes in second, needing a 5.48. Pierre could probably go back into the lead here in the final minute if he gets another wave. Chase O'Leary and Hugo Pinheiro needing scores of consequence. So this will be interesting with about 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, you're right. Chase needs a 7, and Hugo needs a 7 as well. So, I mean, those are hard scores to come by today. Everyone's getting 5s, but very few people are getting 7s.
All right, well, time is the enemy for these guys in white and black. Yeah, 10 seconds, in fact, left on the clock. It's a slight lag on the clock there. Little shot of beach lovers. When they come to the beach in Portugal, they stay all day.
They sure do, and it shows. They're bronzed up to the hilt. I mean, they're so dark.
So tan. I want to say hi to my girlfriend. I'm working hard. I didn't get
Yeah.
to see much of that stuff.
You're in the booth, Terry. You don't see anything.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, well, in the end, it was Yuri Martinez first, Pierre-Louis Costes second.